What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm super excited to give you guys my review of the Aimé Dore New Balance 550 in this gray suede colorway. Today's video is sponsored by the good people from Heffalux. Heffalux is my all-time favorite sneaker insoles, and they sell eTPU insoles, which really is the same material you'll find inside Adidas Boost. So if you're looking to add some additional comfort inside your shoes, be sure to check out their website, which I've linked down below in the description box. You'll see they sell a variety of different insoles, so depending on the type of insole density and the cushioning setup you're looking for, you're going to find there's a suitable insole for anyone. So I've been a paying customer of Heffalux for years now, even before they approached me for a sponsorship, and I find them to be extremely comfortable. So if you guys want to check them out and try a pair for yourself, be sure to use the code SEANGO at checkout to get 15% off your entire purchase. So this right here is the latest collaboration between Aimé Dore and New Balance. Opting once again to release a 550 model, I grabbed these through the online raffle on November 1st for a price of $130 US or $190 here in Canada. So this pair is nicknamed the Gray Suede colorway, and they released alongside a white leather colorway as well, which at first glance look very similar to each other, but when you take a deep dive into the details, you'll see that they both are quite different from one another. But at the heart of it all, both pairs are very minimalistic and for the most part free of color, which makes both pairs very versatile and very wearable sneakers. So the style code for this shoe is BB550AC1, and just like a lot of New Balance 550s, this pair is made in China. So first things first, here's a quick look at the box, and this comes in a cream colored cardboard box with red and navy hits on the top with Aimé Dore and New Balance co-branding. And one thing I found interesting was the tag on the front of the box. You can see that it misspells Aimé Dore, specifically the Aimé part. They leave out the E, which is something they did for the Aimé Dore 650R as well. So I don't know why New Balance just chopped off that one letter. Maybe it's intentional because maybe there's a max character space, but it's just odd that they leave out that one letter, and it's just something that I noticed. So diving into the details of this shoe, starting things off with the toe box, here we have this cream colored leather and we have these two rows of diagonal perforations. Right above this, we have this narrow layer of mesh, and then surrounding the front toe cap, we have this asymmetrical overlay of very hairy suede. On the lateral side only, we have 550 branding pressed on in the shiny cream finish, and that same hairy gray suede covers the remainder of the mid panel of the shoe. We have this cutout in the middle, revealing this cracked leather New Balance end logo, and it's surrounded by an outline of cream colored leather on the edges. Moving further down, we have more suede overlays, but surrounding the top portion of the heel, we have this cream colored nylon, and this area here is pretty well padded. And then wrapping around the bottom of the heel, we have more of that hairy gray suede, and you'll notice that for this specific pair, there's no Aimé Dore or New Balance branding stamped on the back. In terms of laces, so these come with 3 different lace options. The default standard lace is this almost white flat style cotton lace, but they also give you more of a cream colored lace and a gray colored cotton lace as well. Underneath this, we have your traditional nylon 550 tongue, and on the top we have this rectangular tag with Aimé Dore and New Balance 550 co-branding in blue. And honestly, I don't know why they opted to utilize the color blue on this shoe, and that's not to say that I hate that decision. I just think maybe green or red may have worked better on this specific pair, but that's totally just my personal opinion. So the back of the tongue and the inner liner of the shoe is lined in this white colored nylon material, giving it a very silky smooth feel to the touch. And then as for the insoles, these come with their standard Ortholite foam insole, which is a double stacked foam setup. So we have your traditional foam line insole, which is this white portion in the middle, but covering the back half of the insole, we have a secondary layer of foam, giving you additional comfort and cushioning. So the upper of the New Balance 550 sits atop this rubber cupsole, which is painted in this vintage looking yellowed finish. In the middle, we have the New Balance word mark and the New Balance logo, and right above this, surrounding the back of the shoe, we have this TPU heel clip, which gives you additional structure and support for the back end of the sneaker. And on the medial side, we have this exposed foam wedge, which is also painted in that same cream colored finish, and this is the foam that's found within the midsole that gives you additional level of cushioning. Finally, flipping this pair over to the bottom, so the outsole here is done in this tonal finish in that same cream color. We have that circular pivot point on the forefoot, along with New Balance branding running down the bottom of the heel. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair, and for those wondering about sizing, to me these fit like most of my other Aimé Dore 550s, so I personally prefer to go a half size down to give me a nice snug 1-to-1 fit. So I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I got these in a size 9.5 and they fit me like a glove. If you're someone that has really wide feet, or if you prefer more of a roomy fit for your toes, then you could definitely go true to size as well, but it's just personal preference for the 550. I find that they run a little bit long, so when I do go true to size, I have a lot of heel slippage, and that's why I prefer going a half size down, dealing with a tighter width, and eventually breaking them in, and they feel much better. To give you guys a point of comparison, I also go a half size down in other New Balance silhouettes like the New Balance 992, 993, 990 V3, V4, V5, and in comparison, I stick true to size or a size 10 in other silhouettes like the 990 V2 and the 997 because I find that those two models have a bit more of a narrow toe box, along with a lot of made in UK models like the 991, the 1500 and 1530, and of course everyone's favorite, the 2002R. I stick true to size for those as well. Moving on to the comfort, so in my opinion at least, the 550 is a very comfortable sneaker, but it does take some break-in time to really soften them up and mold to your feet. Straight out of the box, they feel quite heavy and clunky, so that's why I feel like a lot of people don't like how these feel. But that Ortholite insole that they give you is very well padded, and that's where the majority of the comfort is coming from. So once you really soften up the upper, once it breaks into the shape of your foot, in my opinion at least, they're a great shoe to wear. They're not going to be super soft and mushy. There's definitely a ton of support because of this rubber cup sole. And I'd say that it's kind of similar on feet to like an Air Force One or a Dunk. Basically a retro shoe from the 80s that have a bit more structure and support. Last but not least, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship. So first off, material quality was great. Both the leathers used on the toe box, along with the suedes used all over the shoe, I thought the materials were very, very solid. And that's kind of expected given that this is an Aimé Dore New Balance collab. Typically those releases are a bit more elevated compared to the standard general release pairs. And from a craftsmanship and build standpoint, same thing. I really had no issues, no flaws at all in my pair, so I was very happy with the end result, and to me it was money well spent. So with all that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet, lace them up, and I'll show you guys how these look. Yes, I know both this one and the white leather pair, at first glance, they look very, very similar to each other, and I'm still currently waiting on that white leather pair in the mail, but at least for this pair, first impression, I was very impressed. You can really see the nuances when you see them up close. The different materials give it a distinct character, and yes, from far away, it does look like a very simple and very monotone sort of shoe, but it's just one of those shoes, in my opinion, that you really need to see in hand to really appreciate the details. And like I said before, this is a shoe that's going to be very wearable, very versatile. Other than this blue hit on the tongue, which I thought it was really random, the rest of the shoe is just so easy to pull off. So I can definitely see a lot of people really wearing them and beating them to the ground because of just how easy it is to pull these off. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this Aimé Dore New Balance 550. What are your overall thoughts on this specific colorway? And between this one and the white leather pair, which of the two do you guys prefer? I don't want to give you my opinion yet until I get those in hand, but initially I preferred the leather pair just because it didn't have that blue on the tongue. But stay tuned for my review on that one, where I'll give you a proper decision on which of the two I prefer. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on IG at esco8, check out my Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and hopefully it helped you in some way. And I'll catch you guys all in the next one.